Welcome to Justice League, first Justice League game day. I'm here with my co-partners. We got Jeremy Brandon right here, point guard for the Lemonheads. Jeremy, what do you got to say?
Lemonheads in 5.
You're already down 2-0, so it can't be 5. All right. And then we're here with head coach of the Lemonheads, Jacob McDonald, also host of this show. He's a great boy.
Hey, thanks.
Tries his best.
Oh, yeah.
What do you have to say?
Say about what? The Lemonheads.
Just life.
Game. Life. Be a lot better if it were over.
All right. Couldn't agree more, but we'll jump right into it. All right, we're going to go right into the finals. Jeremy, I'm going to talk to you about this first. Team's down 2-0, man. What the heck?
So I heard like rumors about how Brax isn't going to be there for the next 2 games, and we obviously have to capitalize on that because Brax is a huge asset to that team. And just with Ecker, I don't think they'll be able to outscore us by all means. Ecker has dropped career highs against us in Justice League.
Yeah, with Ecker, it's like one game he'll have 12 points, and then the next he'll have 53. It's a very weird player.
Yes.
Jacob, as the head coach of the Lemonheads plus Justice League personality, what do you have to say about this series?
I feel like same as what Brandon said, the Lemonheads need to capitalize on Brax's absence.
We don't know for sure he's going to be gone, but there's rumors that he might not be there. He has basketball practice, I think, but he's missed that before Justice League before, but we'll get back on that. I'm pretty sure he's missing though.
Okay, if he misses, saying he misses, we should be super thrilled as to how their best player's not on the court anymore. He's hands down the most first.
You guys easily, because games 3 and 4 will be on Saturday, and you guys need to take advantage of that, make the series tied up, and then honestly, you guys were so close to beating them with Brax. I mean, why can't you do that 2 more times? In a close series like this.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you guys do? How do you guys try and stop Jordan and Brax? Because it really is just a 2-man wrecking show out there.
Well, we try to play a zone and then have one person stick it.
So we kind of play like a box, and then we have one person stick whoever's going off, and that's what happened when game 2, for example. We just played straight up 2-3 in game 1, and it ended up costing us the lead and us losing obviously by 10 when we were up 10, and we shouldn't have. That should have never happened. We just got too cocky, arrogant, and just choked our lead. And then in game 2, we had it like a box, like a 2-2, and then we had just a free man roaming. And that was me chasing Jordan around because he dropped like 57 against us in game 1. So we were just trying to face guard Ecker as much as we could, and then Brax just started going off, and then I switched for Brax, and then Ecker
what Brax will complain about this, but what we did, we would literally just be like, look, the Dragons would be like, and this worked because we did beat him 2 times. I mean, so what we would try and do was we're gonna make those other kids just shoot, and we're just gonna double team, triple team Brax and guard Jordan on that 3-point.
Yeah, that was something that we had an idea of doing. I think that our biggest concern with our defense has been our zone play. There's multiple occasions where I'd see either Race or Taven, our 2 big men underneath, instead of staying in their spot down low, they'd come up and help Brax.
Oh, for sure.
And then he'd get out of that, get to the corner, and either get it to the right player or shoot it. And it just kills us.
For sure. I mean, what you need, if you go look at the game 1 film, you guys miss a lot of layups. You just got to make shots.
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
Yeah,
it's I feel like Taven should take better inside shots, and I feel like if Race gets a board off his missed shot, he needs to kick it out. I think that's going to do the best to help us win the series, just making better decisions with the ball.
Yeah, for sure.
I was going to shoot that shot when I passed that ball to Taven, and I just passed it. I thought it was a better shot. He ended up missing it, but it's the right plays you have to make.
Yeah, for sure. Justice League game 2 will be on tomorrow because these things take forever to upload and stuff, but game 2 was a heartbreaker. It was a really good game for both teams. Went into overtime, and now you guys are down 2-0. Could you guys pull it off? I mean, you did against the Dragons. I mean,
I feel like we could pull off the upset, especially if Brax is gone. Just from the rumors, the whispers around, if he's gone, we're gonna tie up the series if he's gone. But if he's not, we're gonna have to play our hearts out, shoot like we've never shot before, and just honestly capitalize on every mistake they make. I feel like we could definitely beat them. I feel like they're one of the best teams in the league. Obviously, that's why they're in the championship, and I just feel like capitalization and not making mistakes, like turning over the ball, stupid shots. Like we just gotta minimize that because we take a lot of dumb shots, me especially, and yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly.
All right. We're not going to spend any more time on that. Best of luck to both of you guys. We're going to move on. We're going to talk about free agency. And free agency, it's going to be wild. I mean, everyone's a free agent but the captains. And that means like players like you, Jeremy, you're a free agent. Jacob, you're a free agent. Taven Cook, Jordan Ecker, all these key players are free agents. And Jordan has openly said he's going to test free agency. Where do you think is the best fit for him?
For Jordan?
Yeah.
I honestly feel like for the three-pointing, the way we jack up three-point shots, the lemon heads, I feel like
no bias.
No bias. Just because, like I like Ecker, but I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but we take a lot of three-point shots. Tave is probably the only person and Jake who take mid-range 2-point shots. The rest of our game pretty much consists on our 3-point shot, and if we shoot it well, then we're gonna be good. But back to Jordan Ecker, then I feel like that's just the best fit for him. I feel like that's where he excels in the game of basketball is his 3-point shot.
What do you think, Jacob?
I think that Jordan is one of those players where he kind of needs to be, like, for him to succeed, he kind of needs to be that second scoring option, and I think that's exactly what the Scrappers kind of give him. You know, there's not a lot of reliability on that team aside from Jordan and Brax on making even the easiest shots. Like, Jordan was hitting, like, probably 5-footers, like, it was right underneath the basket. So, I mean, I think that Jordan being in that same situation would benefit him. I don't think the Lemon Heads would be a good fit for him due to the fact that we do take a lot of shots as a team. You know, everybody on the starting 5 is putting up a fair amount of shots, you know. So I don't think it's something that benefit Jordan. It might boom him up because he knows that he has more of these players that can make shots and he can get him up with the ball. Like Ty, he's like probably the best 3-point shooter in the league.
Yeah.
We got Taven. He's a big body that is hard to guard on the inside. So, I mean, it all just depends on what situation will be best for Jordan as him as a player, you know, as what he could do with his teammates as well as what he could do by himself.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we're gonna go to a kind of a little game we're gonna play. It's gonna go stay or no stay.
All right.
Okay.
For sure.
So I'm just gonna list off the name of players, and then you guys share your opinion on if they'll stay or not.
They're gonna
so, for
re-sign
example,
or
if I say they're gonna re-sign or sign with a different team.
So
We're
re-sign.
gonna start with
leave.
the person All right. We're gonna start with the person we just talked about.
Okay.
Jordan, stay or re-sign.
I think he's leaving.
Okay.
I think he's leaving as well. I just don't think that the Scrappers are best fit for Jordan as a player.
Why do you say that? Is it like because of his Jordan's more of a
he's his assets.
Yeah, okay.
He doesn't have a lot of good players on that team, like consistently good players. And then,
I think
Brax
Jordan's
is
gonna
good,
stay.
but I think Brax just takes too many shots.
He's a little too worried about what Brax thinks of him, and I think that might play a factor. But I don't know. He could leave, and we'll find out. All right, moving on. Taven, stay or leave?
I think he's staying.
I think he's staying as well.
Staying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably lean staying too. I mean, he says he's going to leave the Lemonheads all the time, but then he's just right there back and tells them that he loves this team and stuff like that. So, all right. So we're going to stay. James Bowman.
Leave.
I think he's leaving as well. I think he's gonna go to the Scrappers.
I think
he's going to go. I think he's either going to be a part. I think he's either going to Evo Shill or maybe something else.
I think that he won't stay mainly because of his reliability on going to games. I don't think that the Dragons want to resign him.
I will not disclose what our free agency plans are. All right. Okay, so we're saying leave. Final player, Jax Madsen. Leave or stay?
He's staying.
I kind of feel like he's in the same boat as James about the consistency in going to games.
He was only, to be fair to Jax, he only missed those 2 playoff games, which were 2 crucial playoff games, but he had family matters, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I hope he stays. Carl's really good. All right, moving on. Okay, we talked, and earlier this week I got asked by Quentin Sorensen, a fellow Dragon, because he's a free agent, and he sent in a question that said, could a free agent start an expansion team? And of course, me as a Dragon is like, no, just stay on, let's like stay as a team. But me as a commissioner is like, we need another expansion team, you know what I'm saying? So what do you guys think of the thoughts of a new expansion team into the league?
I think that it's kind of going to be non-beneficial for the league because I feel like all of the kids that we know can make it are already playing for us. Like, I mean, we don't know about, like, some of these better players that are, you know, in the league. Like, I feel like he would go towards leaning on Zion maybe or Wakefield, but I just don't see the consistency in the players on that team going. I feel like there'd be a lot of forfeited games, and that's a lackluster.
Yeah, we want to try and avoid as many forfeited games as possible.
I feel like I'm kind of in the middle, you know, because like if they were to start an expansion team and then, you know, Q's team wouldn't come all the time, they'd probably be in the same boat as like Schmuck, for example. Like, I feel like that's what would be the same thing. So I don't think it would be bad, but I don't think it would be beneficial at all.
Yeah, and we've talked about it because me and the Deputy Commissioner Dave Justice have talked about the possibility of an expansion team. But Q's original idea, he sent me a text. He's like, "All right, let's start an expansion team. I'm gonna take Jax, Taven, T-Ball, Bo, and me." And I was like, "Hold up. You're basically taking my team from me." It's like, what is this? You can't just do that. And then I said, look, dog, I like the idea of an expansion team, but like, you can't just take players.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like if there was to be an additional expansion team and an expansion team added to Justice League, I feel like it would be good to put them through an expansion draft, and then obviously if we could do that expansion draft off people we know who's not going to get obviously signed or like, I don't know, but if we just do it like that and he can still compete in free agency, I feel like that would be fair. But
oh yeah, for sure. What I think we need to do is I just don't see how because we've all brought up the idea of a protected players, you know, how teams should be able to protect maybe like 4 or 5 players, you know what I'm saying, like like an actual in like the NBA. But then it's like, if they do that, then it has to be after free agency, because how could you protect a player that might just leave in free agency, you know what I'm saying? Because teams are going to be different, there's going to be scrambling. I don't know, we're trying our best because I want another expansion team. I've had a lot of kids DM me and hit me up saying they want to play in the league, but it's like you said, will they show up? Will they be consistent? And I don't know, like with a lot of kids it's flaky. Like Schmuck, for example, they were all in on Justice League in the beginning of the year, and then they forfeited like 10 games. Like, it's hard to, you can't really have, and then they couldn't even show up to their playoff game. So it's like, where is the line? What do we got to figure something out. If we're going to have an expansion team, we need a few more players, and we need to have an expansion draft. That's what I think. All right, moving on from that, we're going to move on to the Instagram questions. And some of these are stupid.
What are they?
All right, we're going to start with the first one from Jackson Carlisle. The captain from Evo Shield, famously not winning a game in Justice League. The second team to do that next to the Elite Ballers back in OG Justice League days. And he said, Seth Justice being paid $50 to come to Evo Shield.
Yeah, I mean, he's a captain.
I'm a captain. Don't plan on it, dog. I'm a dragon for life. Unless we change our name to the Camels, which, whatever. All right, Taven Cook, where do you think the best team for me would be? Being non-biased, what team will I most fit in with?
I feel like he fits like with the Lemonheads, just because like the kid is a double machine. He almost put up he was almost averaging the double, if not averaging one, you know. And you know, we fed Taven the ball. He was just a machine on boards. Always got that second chance shot, like we always did. We got a lot of those during the season, and we fed him the ball. Like he hit multiple game winners for us, and like I just feel like he fits perfect into what we're trying to do as a team.
What do you think, Jacob?
Honestly, I don't know. I think that Taven's a really good ball player, but I think that he kind of hurts this team as far as like confidence goes more than he like supports it.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, what I mean is he, after every loss, he says he's done. He wants to go to a different team, or he's done. He just wants to quit Justice League in general, and I think that brings in a negative effect on our team because, like, you know, it's a team until we're not a team anymore. Like, yeah, there's speculation that Jesse's not playing for us next year, but even if he doesn't, he's still giving himself 110% on the court every time. He doesn't take a lot of bad shots unless we're up. Like, we've seen a game where he did that. So, I just think that Taven needs to kind of not focus on his emotional side as much as it is like trying to stay positive about the game, even if we take an L or two.
Yeah, for sure. My opinion is obviously going to be biased if I say where Taven goes, so I'm just not going to say Dragons. So we're just going to, and Taven's a double machine, and I think wherever he goes, he'll just fit in pretty good, honestly. Maybe you should go to Evo Shield, turn that awful place around. All right, moving on. Okay, Ty said, if the Lemonheads win the championship, is it the greatest run in sports history?
Yeah.
Of course you said some shit like that. Yeah, it's the greatest run. It compares to the likes of Cleveland being down 3-1. It appears to the likes of
Boston being down 3-0.
Brady coming back
Brady
against
in
the
28-3.
Falcons.
I mean, especially if you, maybe it is.
I feel like it'll be like,
because it's like you guys were down 1-2 to the Dragons, came back and won. Now you're down 2-0 to the Scrappers. If you run the table,
No team in the NBA could do that against
Probably, maybe not in sports, but Justice League. Yeah, well, there's only been 2 seasons. So.
I think it's in sports history, honestly. Like, and that's non-biased, you know. Brady's comeback was kind of ass against the Falcons, but like, you know, this is Justice League we're talking about.
Malcolm Smith pick, nothing on it.
Exactly.
Tiger Woods just barely winning.
After being sidelined for about
his lot, like
10 years,
like eternity.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
10 years.
Shout out to Tiger. All right, moving on. That's just a funny question. H-Town Dragons said, how do the Dragons bounce back after a tough series loss like that?
So who asked
clearly,
this question?
Shut up. Yeah.
I feel like they just have to look on the bright side. Like Jacob said about Tave, like he was always negative and down after we got a loss or two. Like they just need to stay on the bright side, keep their head up, and like just look at the bright side. Like, yeah, we lost, but we just need to come back stronger next year and just get a ship for, you know, the Dragons.
Yeah, especially with all the lack of, like, I agree with what he said, like, especially with all the lack of consistency in a player of yours that would be, like, game-changing to your offense and defense on both sides of the ball. Like, James Bowman, he didn't show up enough.
Sure.
So you just got to assume, like, we can get a player that we know will show up more and just make a run like we did last year, even if we, you know, drop the ball in the playoffs.
For all the Dragons watching this, come back. Let's run it back. I really think we're one of the best teams in the league. The last 2 games didn't reflect how good our team was. We had missing players, and, like, it was just tough loss. It was one of those games. I think we should run it back, and I think because we were the only teams to beat. We were the only team to beat Klimo.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we beat. Oh shit.
No. Yeah. So, all right, moving on. Klimo Scrapper said, who is your title favorite? Let's do this year and then next year.
So this current year.
This current year, yeah.
Obviously.
It's gotta be Klimo, right?
Like I feel like that's a lot of people's.
It's a setup
favorite.
question.
But I feel like that's a lot of people's favorite, obviously, just because of the star power they have.
You like the underdog, you know. The Lions have been the
Obviously,
underdogs
and plus I'm
basically
very
ever since
biased.
their inception.
Exactly.
But it's got to be Klimo, right?
They're the heavy favorites, but
they're the
me being
favorites.
biased, obviously, as the Lemonhead, I'll have to say the Lemonheads. You know,
Yeah, I think the Lemonheads have full potential to come back in this series.
especially with the absence
The
of
games
Braxton,
were
if it still
close
happened.
too. Like even with Brax there, it's like a few things go here and there.
Well, I just think when we get a lead,
I still think
we
Cleveland's
try and
best.
build it up and then we lose it. Like we'll,
Yeah, for
we'll
sure.
take shots that we shouldn't be taking if we were down, and then we just get into a slump. Like the team doesn't feel confident in their shooting, and before you know it,
We're cold,
Klimo's up by like 20.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
and we just gotta
For sure.
scrap
That's exactly
back
what
the rest of
happened in
the game.
game 1.
All right, and for next year,
I don't think it's like I don't think any opinion I give will be an accurate one due to the amount of
with free
moves
agency and
with
stuff.
free
Yeah.
agency. So I don't think I can answer this.
Honestly, I
Oh,
feel
we're all
like
just gonna say our teams though.
yeah,
Like, let's be for real. I'm gonna say the Dragons because I love those guys.
Lemonheads Dragons championship.
Championship, rematch, playoffs.
I feel like next year, you know, Klimo's gonna fall off, and the Dragons are gonna be playing them because the Dragons are gonna be the one seed playing the
Klimo could
4
get
seed.
better too.
Clemo, yeah, you never know. Maybe Brax pulls something and gets like Taven on the team, and then
Taven,
They're
Jordan,
just
and-
instantly.
Taven, Jordan.
They're gonna be the best team.
Yeah, instantly, and it's just like that, man. All right, I'm gonna make this question up on the fly. Will Evo Shield win a game?
No.
Next
No.
year,
Well, it's like, okay, if we get an expansion team, could they beat that expansion team?
they
Depending on
could,
who that
but,
expansion team has.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this
Evo
scenario.
Shield's
Let's
not
do this
very good.
scenario. We do a expansion draft of 4 protected players. That means the 5th and 6th best player on each team is not protected, and they go to that expansion team with like James Bowman as captain. Would they be Evo Shield?
No.
Yeah.
So, for example, on that team, let's go from the
Oh
Lemonheads.
yeah, they would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely.
Like it would be like Jesse,
And Kev.
James, Kev, Bo,
Q.
like Q, yeah.
Well, you'd be losing a couple players too. Right? Oh yeah, you could game them for.
So would they be Evo Shield? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that team would be.
I still don't think
Evo Shield, it's just like
I dropped my career high against Evo Shield. I'm sure half the league has dropped their career. high. So I mean, like I don't want to say like a
maybe
million,
Evo Shield
but,
makes
like,
a few moves in free
Hey.
agency. They could, if we don't do an expansion team and they sign James, could they be a team?
No.
I
No,
feel like
still no.
no,
No,
because
James
James is
won't
too
show-
consistent to show up.
Yeah.
He just never shows up.
As soon
Like
as he shows up every single game, I feel like they can win a max of 3.
4. I'd
Okay.
say 4.
We'll do this every week until the next season starts.
When's the season starting next year?
It will be, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do free agent re-signing day will be May 3rd. Free agency is May 4th. And then if there's an expansion draft, we'll fit it in there, maybe like a Sunday, because May 4th is, I believe, a Saturday. Yeah, it is. May 4th is a Saturday, and then if there's an expansion draft, it will be Sunday. And then I say either that Monday or Thursday. Like in between that area is when the games will start
Wait, what's
for the new
on May
season.
4th?
Free agency.
Free agency.
Special occasion on a special kid's birthday, eh?
That's not my birthday.
You said it was May 4th.
No, it's 2nd.
Yeah.
Shit. That's rough.
All right, so projections for we're gonna do record projections
For next year. I feel.
Let's go. Let's start from the top. Klimo was the best team this year at 12-2. What do you think they'll go next year?
Max best record they'll probably have is 12-2 again. I don't feel like they could. I don't feel like they could go 14-0 with the talent on other teams.
I got them going 11-3.
And then the worst, I have them going 10-4. I don't see them losing.
Okay.
Below 10.
What do you say?
Assuming what happens in free agency, like they get a big guy.
Yeah. What if they lose Jordan though?
If they lose
If
Jordan,
they lose Jordan, what do you think their record will be?
and keep everybody else.
And they
Like,
don't do any
hypothetically?
moves in free agency. Except
Yeah. No, they'll probably get somebody else.
I
but-
feel like
But if they lose Jordan, I say they go 8-6, 9-5, something
yeah,
like that.
I agree.
Because
With-
Brax is still really good.
Yeah.
Somewhere, all right. Next team, Dragons, because they were the second best record.
What was your record this year?
8-6.
I feel like if your team comes back and you obviously build that chemistry again, and everyone re-signs, and
I think our
Depending on-
best 10-4. Our worst like 6-8, something like that.
I feel like your guys' worst 5-9, your best 11-3. Honestly,
Because with my team,
it's
we really underperform sometimes, and it pisses me off. All right,
you guys are like the Steelers.
The Steelers, eh?
How's that orange?
That's good. But I'm convinced that the Dragons are gonna regress a little bit. I think that aside from you, you play your heart out every game, you know, even if we're just like playing ball in the gym. But I feel like if you regress from like the way you shot most of the season, which you have the potential to even like digress and get better, but
For sure.
I don't think you're gonna shoot as good as you did last season all around. I think you did
Thanks,
really good for most of the season.
I'm just kidding.
So I mean, I feel like you're like probably one of the main scorers on that team, and with regression and your best player could become regression as a team. I think you guys will probably win 8 or 9. I think you guys maybe you guys go a little worse or a little better based on.
I feel like
what
the
happens
sky's the limit
Evolution.
for your team. Honestly,
Okay, next team, Lemonheads.
All the talent.
Lemonheads.
14-0.
Keynote: they will not have Ridger race this
14.
Summer.
Why not?
They have firefighting.
Yeah,
in
they're
there.
going to 5 hires.
Shit, bro.
I feel like.
We're going 0-14.
So you are losing to Evo Shield.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no way in hell.
No, I say you guys go 6-8.
Max.
No, you guys say you sign like
Ecker.
Yeah, Ecker.
Say we sign Ecker.
Say you
and we
sign
keep
Ecker.
Everyone else on our team. Everyone.
We're still a really good team.
We're really good. We include Ecker.
Your best 9-5, worst 6-8.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
We're
that's
14 and
that's
a
a
half.
fair- that's
We're
fair.
14. And Evo Shield, do we all got 0-14?
Yeah, I have 1-14. Depending on who
1
they
and
have.
13.
0-14.
Dude, that means if they go 0-14, they will have lost 28 straight games. No, actually, we're gonna include playoffs. They've lost 31 straight games.
They
And if
didn't
they lose
play
playoff
playoffs,
games,
did they?
Yeah,
yeah,
they
they
did.
did because Schmuck forfeited. Remember, because they
Yeah.
couldn't make it, which doesn't count as a win.
So who did they play second?
So if
They forfeited, didn't they?
No, they played.
they
the
forfeited
first
that
two
last game. They played the first 2 games and got killed in both of them.
games. So they'll be 30
God,
losses.
that
So
fucking
0-34. Wow.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you guys, Evo Shield. All right, that's all we got. Thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for coming on. You guys are LCs.
Hey,
Be back.
Thanks for coming on, Seth.
I know.
Hey, thanks for coming on,
Hey,
Jamie.
thanks for
Hey,
coming on.
thanks. Everybody settle down.
Yeah,
Settle down.
settle down.
All right. We'll be here next Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
That's
And we'll bring you more analysis on the league. Thank you.